Hey, this is Doug trying to guess, and what's going on, you guys? I'm back. So, basically, this other day right here is going to be on Rotten Tomatoes. If you guys don't know who Rotten Tomatoes is, that's a website that uh, basically they rate movies and TV shows, and they call themselves critics. And I don't even know really how it works, because most of these critics must have never read a comic nor seen anything. Because it seems like when it comes to comic book shows, movies, y'all got that, y'all keep that. But when it comes to comic book shows or comic book movies, things or adaptations of things, Rotten Tomatoes catches hard L's. I went through Rotten Tomatoes. They gave like Pacific Rim. They gave Batman vs Superman. They gave like all these terrible ratings. And if you look over at the consumer ratings, like they get bodied. So this is what I'm trying to figure out. So who are you critics if the people, the fans, the people who actually know a little something about this content is telling you guys that y'all are wrong? Y'all giving out 13s and 25s, and we giving out 68s and 83s. That means the mathematical numbers are off. That means you guys need to figure out who your critics are and go find them people and tell them people they need to really go read up. Cause, okay, so what inspired me to make this video is, now if you are a person who watches a lot of YouTube or watches a lot of like news media, things like that, there's a lot going on around the Iron Fist TV show. Now I personally have not finished it, but I'm far enough where I can give you a decent description of this is not an L. The way that they put it was, I think it got like a 12 or a 13 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it was garbage, and they based it off the first 6 episodes. I'm way past the first 6 episodes, and I could tell you that I can give it a solid 80. I give it a solid 80 right now off the first 6. So off the first 60 episodes, I can give it a solid 80. And if y'all off the first 6 episodes can give it a solid 13, that means that y'all must not have much knowledge of Iron Fist. One of the biggest complaints was that he was not Asian. Now, I'm 25. In my life, I've seen one Asian Iron Fist, and I think he was like on the Amazing Spider-Man or something. I don't even remember, but that's how fucking like scarce that was. I don't even remember where this man was at. He was always white. His name was always Danny, and Rand, he was always Rand. It sounds Asian, but it was not Asian. I don't know. But this another thing was people complaining about lack of fighting. I mean, since I've watched the show, he been just hammering, giving out hands since the first episode, so I'm confused. I mean, the first couple of minutes in, he threw somebody over his back and then locked some people out of a room and went up some steps. I mean, that was the first couple minutes of the episode. So there's been nothing but non-stop fighting in the show. There's a lot. If I had to give I mean, this isn't a review. This is not a review. I wanted to say that this is just literally me giving it L to Rotten Tomatoes, because I don't quite understand who's rating this. I don't understand who are you getting to rate this? This better not be some old ass toupee wearing grandpa looking ass nigga that's sitting there trying to tell me about some comic book related shit. Now, mind you, some of these people are up there in age, but if you read the comics and you watch the TV show, you'll find out that he's pretty damn close to the real thing. He's pretty close to what I've been reading in my life. I mean, and his storyline is a little, but that's because it's a loose adaptation. They're not going to tightly follow a storyline. I mean, if you look at Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, or Daredevil, you can see that the storylines that they follow are not their typical storylines that they had in the TV show. There's a lot of characters from the I'm sorry, the TV. There's like characters from the comic book. There's a lot of homages to the comic books. There's a lot of stuff like that. But the storylines itself is clearly a reimagining. Clearly, because some of the stuff just never happened in the comic books. Um, and then you have to realize that all of these shows, barring Daredevil, are stepping stones towards the Defenders, which is the ultimate goal here. So they can't give everything away. They can't have all of them master their abilities. They can't have, which personally I feel like some of them were a little under par. But once again, Rotten Tomatoes gave each one of those three a higher rating over this one. But I believe it was Daredevil that had to get re-rated because it got a bad rating, and then got everybody gave it like a 99 or something like that, so they had to go back and re-rate it. If you gotta go back and re-rate, that means that the people who watched it in the first place, like you, if you watch something, your opinion just doesn't change. You know what I mean? So that means that the people that watched it in the first place just did not understand what they were watching. I think they either watched it with their eyes closed or they fell asleep halfway through. I'm not quite understanding. But what I can tell you is they definitely got something wrong somewhere, and your critics need to be checked because they don't know what they doing. Because Pacific Rim is one of my greatest movies of all time, and I think you guys gave it like a 20. That was my shit! Did you not see this man come get knocked into a lake and come back with a boat? Are you kidding me? He had a whole boat. Y'all better give Kong a good rating, because I just watched Kong yesterday, and when he picked that stick up and peeled them branches off, bro, I was ready. I was ready to see him bop something with it. So you tell me that a big robot carrying a ship across like a sword deserves a low rating? Bro, giant monster movies and robot mech movies are meant just for action. You don't need a deep plot line. You don't need a deep story. All you need is fighting. Now, if I see a big monster movie and there's not enough fighting, like Godzilla had an amazing story. That's the only reason why it made it through for me, because it had a really good story. But there was not enough fighting. Every fight scene they were cutting and chipping and slicing until the end, which was an amazing fight scene. But Pacific Rim and Kong had fights from beginning to end. So if any of them deserved a lower rating, it should be Godzilla. So y'all better get y'all rating situation together, because I'm gonna let you know now, the movie industry is not feeling it. They're starting to write reports and stuff saying that you guys are affecting their sales. And I'm obliged to say, yeah, you are, because I personally, just walking around the street or at work, I have conversations with people where they actually will not go watch a movie based on Rotten Tomatoes scores. That it got scored so bad they don't even want to go waste their money. They'll wait for it to come on DVD or catch it on, or trap out the bandwidth. You know what I mean? So you guys are having a negative effect based off of your views. So I personally feel like you guys have a place in the world and that you should be there. But I feel like you guys really need to be more careful about who you pick to review your movies and to review your TV shows. And make sure that they have the skills needed and the knowledge needed to watch these shows and movies with enough of an understanding of these characters to give a feasible review. So I'm gonna get a bit good about here. That's my opinion on Rotten Tomatoes. You guys just called an L because you guys fucking suck.